Since I covered the first Donkey Kong Country game on Super Nintendo for its 30th anniversary last year, I decided to do the trilogy for its 30th anniversary, and for this day, the sequel has turned 30 years old, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Okay, the title of the game did confuse me until I realized that the apostrophe on Diddy and the pun Conquest. Pretty smart move there. But yeah, it is called Diddy's Conquest and not Diddy Kong's Quest. Anyways, let's get to the review of the second game in the Donkey Kong Country series. The story takes place right after the first game. Donkey Kong gets kidnapped by the Kremlings and brought to King K. Rool, or is now as a captain. Diddy Kong and his girlfriend Dixie Kong head out to the multiple islands and rescue DK. Short and to the point, but hey, good story. I totally get why Donkey Kong was not the main star in this, because he did get captured the same way Princess Peach did in the Mario games. But can you imagine Dixie Kong getting captured and not Donkey Kong? But hey, they probably wanted to change it around. Speaking of the characters, let's talk about them. DK is not playable in the game, and he doesn't appear until the end when you get to Captain K. Rool. Diddy Kong is playable, and his ability is still the same as he did in the first game where he runs faster. Dixie Kong is the new character in the game, and she plays differently than Diddy Kong. Dixie has a higher jump and can spin her hair in order to glide, in which if you're playing levels that are hard, Dixie Kong is a pretty fun character to use. It remains the same co-op, but as a single player you can swap Diddy or Dixie. Cranky and Funky Kong are still there, and besides Dixie, there are a couple of new Kong NPC characters during the levels. There's Swanky Kong, where he hosts a game show, Swanky's Bonus Bonanza, and Wrinkly Kong, who she runs the Kong College, where you can save the game and give you lessons on the gameplay, enemies, and bosses. Speaking of enemies, there are new enemies in the game, and thankfully they're not recycled. There's still Kremlins, bees, and vultures. The animal friends are still there, Rambi, Eingard, and Squawks. Eingard hasn't changed his abilities, but still fun to use underwater. Rambi has a new ability to charge at enemies, which is a great one. Squawk is not useless at all. In the first game, Squawk was used as a flashlight, but in this, he can fly, replacing Espresso, and can spit eggs at enemies. Yeah, something I wish Yoshi would do. There's new animal buddies in this game. Two of them are not playable, like Clapper the seal that cools down lava or freezing water from Diddy and Dixie, and Glimmer the anglerfish that uses a light similar to what Squawks did in the first game. And two more are playable. You have Rattly the snake that can jump extreme heights, and Squitter the spider that spits out spider webs that go across platforms. Great upgrades to the animal buddies. Now let's get to the gameplay. It does have the same collectibles like grabbing bananas and the Kong letters, but besides those, you can even grab coins, either enemies or DK coins hidden in the levels. It does feature environmental effects throughout some levels, including fog, rain, and thunderstorms. Some levels feature different mechanics and settings, such as an underwater section, riding a skull-shaped roller coaster, which that's a fun level just like the minecart, and beehive levels with sticky honey covered surfaces. But yeah, the gameplay and level designs are still fun as always. I won't say too much about the graphics because it's more the same as it was in the first game, using pre-rendered 3D sprites. The soundtrack is another top-notch moment in the game. I still think the first game has better music compared to this, but they all are really good. And yes, the best music in this game is the level Bramble Blast called Sticker Brush Symphony. Like, this music was peak. David Wise has done it again. Now, with all those praise about the game, what about the difficulty? Well, this one's about on the same level as the first one. I remember playing it and being a hard one, but the series is known to be hard games. And as for the bosses, some do repeat like in the first game. There are a couple of new bosses like the sword enemy and this big enemy named Kujel. I like that they upgrade K. Rool to a captain, using a gun weapon to throw cannonballs, and when you throw the projectiles back into the gun to damage him. Now, you do need to fight K. Rool again, but in the post-game, yes, there is a post-game where you have to go to the Lost World. All in all, this game is a great follow-up to the first Donkey Kong Country game. Is it the best one? Yes. Is it my favorite in the series? Sadly, no. I still love the first one more because I had a strong attachment. Now, it would have been great if I bought the second game on Game Boy Advance, as well as the third one. Also, 2 and 3 never came to the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, only the first one made it in. But you can still play 2 and 3 on the Switch Online, in which I did play and beat both games. Sales-wise, the sequels sold 5 million worldwide, in fact more so than Yoshi's Island, which came out the same year. The receptions are higher than the first one, but the first one is still my favorite, and the second one did improve more, and yeah, it's the best one by far. That is all for my review of Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. I will cover the third game next year when that turns 30. I will see you all in the next one.